Namaskaram. Hello and welcome, hardworking individuals. Well, when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. But when US gives India tariffs, what does India do? India reignites RIC alliance. Yes, the Russia-India-China alliance. And what better than a stage of SCO 2025 where we saw the trioca of Russia, India, China coming together, and when they were laughing, we don't know at what they were laughing, but we presume that they were laughing at Donald Trump. And what has Trump done that has backfired, and he's being criticized all over world, including USA. We are also going to take a dig at Navarro. Yes, the advisor of Donald Trump, who thinks that with the oil purchase in India, the Brahmins are profiteering. Yes, he must have got a little bit more study of Indian culture and Indian Varna system. So he would not have said that. He's making a mockery of himself. And there is a question for you, okay, which I'll answer at the last. But the question here is, why do you think that Trump has imposed the tariffs on India? Well, number one, if you think it's because the trade deficit between USA and India, well, that's a no. And even if you think that it's because of the Nobel Peace Prize for which Donald Trump wanted to get the nomination by claiming the mediation between India and Pakistan, which Narendra Modi and India denied. Well, I say it's not even that case. There is a third angle to it, and that is shocking. But well, we'll discuss it throughout the video, so you need to watch this video. And also, if you want the PDF of this classes for free, you can join our Telegram channel. And let's get going with this topic, where we are going to see that what happens when the world's most powerful leaders gather in China and Donald Trump is not invited there. What you're about to see, that will shock you, because Donald Trump has made something very possible which was seemed to be impossible before. And if Donald Trump is supposed to get the Nobel Peace Prize, he should get it for making an alliance alive between India and China, especially because India and Russia, they have always been good friends, and the time has tasted their relationship, so we have no doubts over that. But what was that step by Donald Trump that we are seeing right now has benefited China? Yes, it has benefited China more. So September 1st, 2025, we'll remember it forever. In Tianjin, China, three nuclear superpowers representing 3 billion people. Yes, that's whopping 40% of the world that was represented there, when Modi, Putin and Xi Jinping were together, and they sent a clear message. We don't need your approval. And who is this your over here? Well, it is Mr. Trump. Nowhere to be seen, left out while the real leaders reshape global politics. Trump, guys, always like to be in news. He always tweets something which have no significance. Yes, the people in US themselves believe that Trump sometimes wakes up in the dreams and tweets anything, whatever he wants. Anyways, let's begin with the quote of Xi Jinping of China. We must adhere to the fairness and justice and work together to oppose Cold War mentality. What's this Cold War mentality? Camp confrontation and bullying behavior. So he is directly targeting whom? He is talking about Donald Trump. Yes, he's saying that no more now we consider that US is a superpower who will bully the countries around, and according to whom the countries will perform. G's diplomatic mastery science, he calls out America's arrogance without even naming Trump. This is how you play diplomacy. Donald Trump must learn something from here. And next, let's see the Modi's masterclass in standing up to Trump, because it was believed by USA, it was believed by Donald Trump even, that after when 25% tariff was announced on India, and India was threatened with extra 25% tariff for buying the Russian oil. Modi and India will give up. They will surrender in front of Donald Trump, and they will talk that we need to get out of this. But that did not happen. Yes, when Trump imposed 50% tariff on India for buying Russian oil, did Modi beg for mercy? No. He rather said that India will never compromise the interests of its farmers, and I am ready. India is ready, whatever may come. And guys, it was announced around the Independence Day time from the Red Fort. That's still claims for the talk. Modi stood firm for India, earning global respect, and he did not just resist Trump. He created the most powerful alliance in modern history. Yes, the RIC alliance that we are talking about, the Russia, India, China. That's a game changer, not just another partnership. Why? Because when we talk about the population, it's 3 billion population. Nuclear weapons, all of them are leading the world. If you talk about the nuclear weapons, economic power, they are the fast growing economies. When you combine India and China together, you are looking the fastest growing economy in the world. Energy and industry, Russia is having oil, China is having manufacturing, and India always very famous for the tech brands and the services. So Putin to Modi, what was the commitment? This bond has been the cornerstone for the advancement of our future relations. And G's response is $280 million in free assistance and $1.4 billion in loans, real leadership builds, and Trump is threatened here. So this is the beautiful pic that you see, and this is not going to be the liking of Donald Trump. And believe me, it is something which was already created by Donald Trump. And here we will also see an epic roasting of Pakistan's PM Shahbaz Sharif, who looked lost while Modi delivered a diplomatic masterclass in front of him. He said directly that no double standards are acceptable on terrorism, and he did not need to use the word Pakistan because everyone knew whom he was talking about. But there's something more specific to it. We know that while Operation Sindoor, it was China who supported Pakistan. But right now it's China which is backing India's stance. Yes. And SCO's Tianjin declaration condemned the Pahalgam attack and rejected the double standards. Now Pakistan is invited. After inviting Pakistan, China is condemning the terrorist attack in Pahalgam. What more insult you need as to be Pakistan? But then Pakistan is someone who is, quite very apt to all this thing. This quite happens quite often with Pakistan. So it's nothing of a surprise. And Putin and Z walked together post photo app. Then Shahbaz Sharif ran desperately to Putin for handshake, and Putin ignored him. Z turned away. Second-hand embarrassment was real. Now, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor reminded the world of Pakistan's Osama bin Laden cover-up. The US should not forget so quickly. So here, just very quickly, I'd like to just mention it that Asim Munir, the army head, army chief of Pakistan, was given a US special dinner. Yes, he was hosted the dinner. And why was it so? Because he announced the Nobel Peace Prize for support, rather not the, he cannot announce it, he can only support for Donald Trump. But there is one more thing just related to this. I said you at the beginning that why Trump has imposed 50% tariffs on India. Well, we will just see it. Let's just see Putin's truth bomb about Ukraine and the West. So the crisis was not triggered by Russia's attack. This is what Vladimir Putin is saying, but by a coup in Ukraine supported by the West. So he's not saying that Russia did not ignite the war. Rather, it was the West, and attempts to draw Ukraine into NATO pose a direct threat to Russia. So when you will talk about taking Ukraine into NATO, at that time Russia has to think about its own self-defense, and because of that this war has started. So Donald Trump should also listen to it, that when he blames India that it is Modi's war, when he blames India buying Russian oil, funding the Ukraine war, he should have the guts to, claim the facts and to talk that yes, it was the Western world, it was the European world, it was the NATO which was more of a responsible for the Ukraine Russia war. Now, the Trump claims to fight terrorism, yet hosts Pakistan's army military chief for dinner. The same Asim Munir who talked very ill about India, who talked about the differences between Hindus and Muslims before the Pahalgam terror attack, and the same Pakistan where Osama bin Laden was found. But he, Donald Trump, is just going away from whatever he talks. He's not the man who walks his talks. Okay, so he's Pakistan hit bin Laden at that time. Pakistan has been confirmed to have planned 26/11 in Mumbai, and Pakistan has supported terror on Indian soil. And yet, Trump treats India and Pakistan as equals. Well, Trump has lost his mind. Before Trump, at least we saw the presidents, whoever were there, they at least had this much of credibility, this much of sense to not compare India and Pakistan together. Well, when we talk about the viral movements that defined a new era, these are the images from the SCO that you are saying. This is the first where Modi and Putin sharing a car ride, and it is said that inside the car they had 45 to 60 minutes of bilateral talks. This was a secret meeting in the car, and both of them sharing the car together gives a signal to Donald Trump. Next, you see Z, Modi, Putin walking together, laughing. This again gives a signal to Donald Trump and the world. And Shahbaz Sharif ignored and alone. This is something which India would have desperately wanted to make sure that Pakistan is alienated. After all, Pakistan has been someone who is now being supported by US. So China was also going to just get away from Pakistan. Now, Xi Jinping's genius, if you talk about, he positioned China as the leader of the global south, and he announced massive investment, united the global east. And with the world undergoing turbulence, we must continue to follow the Shanghai spirit. With the world going undergoing turbulence, he means the America's tariffs. That is what he's saying, that America is giving you problem, we will give you solutions. And let's talk about the Modi strategic masterstroke. So three-pillared approach. First, we should confirm about our security, then the connectivity, and then the opportunity. So stood up to US bullying, that's we have seen, isolated Pakistan with China and Russia's support, strengthened Russian-Chinese ties, unyielding sovereignty, and made India the bridge between the East and the West. Modi, India and Russia have stood shoulder to shoulder, fostering global peace, stability, and prosperity together. So the decline of American soft power is what is happening right now. While Trump insults allies, Modi builds bridges with the world powers. SCO 2025 signals America is not the only game in town. Multipolarism has arrived, and Trump does not get it. Power means to respect, power means to trust, power means the leadership which Donald Trump is lacking right now. If you hear from the Eric Olander, in the long run, the US is faltering, solidifying a multipolar world. Trump's tariffs push countries away. Yes, that is something, that's a reality. Well, we are going to give you this PDF for free if you join our Telegram channel, and there you can get this map, which if you are an aspirant or a student, it can be really helpful for you to get the member states of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and their details. Okay. Also, if you have any question, any particular question related to your preparation, you can call us and ask that question to any educator for free. Yes, so Pakistan's complete diplomatic meltdown, if you see, Sharif was ignored by every leader. Declaration condemned terrorism. Pakistan could not respond anything. And the worst thing for Pakistan is China has sided with India. And before we are going to go into the more details of it, the economic powerhouse alliance we have already seen. The RIC alliance economy's combined GDP is over $25 trillion. 3 billion consumers, Russia's resources, China's factories, and India's tech. and unmatched nuclear capabilities with Putin's pathway to peace, discussion with Trump willing to talk, not desperate. That is something. And now you see the new world order is here. So what is this new world order? So what did SCO 2025 birth? It said that Trump is bullying and his bullying days are over. So Pakistan's terrorism has consequences and West global South has risen on the occasion. And for the world, multipolarism is the future. No one country can claim that it's a superpower, and according to it, the world has to run. And why this matters for India's future? Because we want the strategic autonomy. India boasts to no one. Economic security, that is the diversified partnerships. Energy independence, that is the cheap Russian oil that we are getting. Technological advancement, that's a cooperation in space, defense, AI. And global respect, India now leads, not follows. That's what we are seeing. And SCO 2025, India's superpower movement, more about moral authority and strategic vision than the military might. So, the final thought, if we talk about, so the final thought here says, when the powerful gathers and America is not invited, you know who really matters in the new world order. Modi did not just win STO 2025, he dominated there while he was laughing. I'm sure Trump and his supporters would be thinking that was the idea of imposing 50% tariff on India right or wrong. And also remember, while Putin and Modi were departing, it was Modi who said to Putin that let me know if there is anything that I can do for you. Well, how glad it would have been if Trump would have listened the very same words from Narendra Modi. But for that, you need to create those relations. For that, you need to stand out for your allies, for your friends. For that, you need to give that security. And for now, even if Trump takes back the 25% extra tariff or even the 50% complete tariffs, well, what we understand from the international relations and the geopolitics, whatever the wound that Trump has given in between India and USA, it's not going to heal that very easy. So this is what we will see in the coming future. But before I go away, I said you that there is a third angle to the Trump's tariff, and that we have brought in a very short video that you can go and check out, where we have talked about Trump versus Modi and why Trump is even asking European Union to sanction Modi and India with the same tariffs. And the second reason here being that Trump and his family has invested in Pakistan because Pakistan has invested in Trump's family's Bitcoin. Yes, it's a clear case of corruption. It's a clear case of going away from the interest of your nation, that's the United States of America, but being selfish about it. Well, what do you think about it? You tell us. And also, if you're preparing for any exams, for one-on-one live mentorship with Deepika ma'am, you can join this mentorship program. For more details, you can call on the numbers given below. We'll meet again. If you subscribe, like, if you really liked it, and believe me, you will be successful today or tomorrow. Thank you so much.